Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Galactopod, where we talk about a galaxy worth of different topics. My name is Nico.
My name is Logan.
And today we have our review for the first Game of Thrones property we've done on the podcast so far, A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Just finished airing, I think, like a week or two ago. It's pretty short, so like we shouldn't spend too long doing this. If you guys have watched our last couple episodes, we're gonna end up finishing our DC Marvel project tournament thing that we got going on at the end of this episode. But we'll start with this. Do you want to start with our pros or cons after we give our ratings?
We could do cons first.
You want to start with cons? Okay.
Because we did cons last two episodes. Let's start with pros.
Oh, you want to start with pros? Okay. So we'll give our ratings first. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Our ratings for A Night of the Seven Kingdoms on 3. 1, 2, 3, 7.5.
I did 8.
Okay. Why would you? I didn't think you'd go that high.
Because
this is also, like, for people, like, watching, like, this is, like, you have not watched anything to do with Game of Thrones.
No, I haven't. But I also,
I thought it would be worse because of that for you.
There were things about it that I really liked.
Okay.
That's why I want to start with pros. So.
Yeah, I didn't think you would give it that high. I mean, I thought it was good. I thought there was just...
There was a lot of bad stuff. I'll say. Or not bad stuff. Not bad stuff, but I'm going to say, like, not...
There wasn't enough good stuff, I feel like.
Yeah. Basically.
Okay, give your first pro, because I want to know what you think.
No. I'll just start with, like, a basic one. The fucking Aeron's armor, like, the skull and shit. That was his, right?
Arian? Yeah.
You're
talking about, like, the dickhead Targaryen.
Yeah.
Okay.
With, like, the fucking black, like, skull fucking helmet. That shit was cool as fuck.
Yeah, okay. I see that. I don't know. I mean, no. I thought all the armors for Targaryens are pretty good, like, across
the universe.
I've
seen it. I've seen a lot of them.
But I'll give my first one. My first was, like, probably the most obvious one. I really like good first episodes. I feel like the first episode was a decently strong start. And I feel like Dunk and Egg's dynamic was introduced very well. Like, also, like, with the motivations for Dunk with Sir... What's his fucking name, bro?
Arian?
No. His dad. Or not his dad, but his dad.
It was like Arryn.
Sir Arlen. Yeah, with
Arlen.
Sir Arlen dying, that set up his motivations really well. I really like the scenes between them, like, at the start. I really like how other characters react to Dunk and how they treat him, especially, like, people of lower status. Because there's, like... I'm not going to use the word they used in the fucking show, but the sex workers, they can pretty quickly tell that he's different.
Yeah.
From, like, all the other, like, hedge knights. Because, like, he has no motion, but, like, he gets the motion because he's just, like, actually, like, a good person.
He's just a W guy.
Yeah, he's just a good guy.
I'll put that into my next pro, because I had it written down here. It's just, like, in a world where, like, almost everything we end up reviewing, there's, like, a complex main character, or there's like Jinx or something like that. Yeah. It's like super complex thing. I think it was just cool to have an obviously flawed character in Duncan, which naive and stupid. I think we could say he's flawed.
Yeah.
Who with just a strong moral compass, like simple, like has a goal, goes for it, and he's a pretty good person about it. Like I think it's a pretty like refreshing, and I think the actor for him did Duncan really well.
Yeah. I think the actor for Egg did amazing.
Yeah, I had that written down as well. I was going to talk about him in a second.
Yeah, no, we'll talk about him, but he was so good.
Did you see the thing that, like, he dressed up as Egg to school one day?
Shit, I would too. What? Like, if... I'm not gonna lie, though. Like...
It's like those athletes that would go to the Olympics and win a gold medal. It's like, bro, I'd walk around with that shit at school every day. Like, what the fuck?
I'm not gonna lie, though. He really committed to that shit. Because I'm not gonna lie. Convincing, like, I remember how big of a deal it was when Millie Bobby Brown did it for Stranger Things, when she like shaved her head. Yeah. Dude, the motherfucker went bald. Like, they shaved his eyebrows and everything. Like that. Like, bro, imagine having to convince how old is he? Like a fucking 8-9-year-old kid.
Yeah, he's not that old.
Like, to do that shit, bro. If you told me at 8 or 9 years old I had to fucking be bald headed, like shining off of my skull and my eyebrows, I don't know what I would do.
Yeah, no. But yeah, Egg and Raymond as well. They were both.
Raymond was pretty good.
They were both good. They both did really good. I love the scenes that both of them were in. Like especially the Raymond and Dunk scenes in the earlier episodes.
Yeah, those are good. Is it my turn or your turn?
Yeah, you can go.
My turn. Okay. Okay. There's a scene at the end of like episode 2 between Dunk and Egg where Dunk talks to him about like about him being Sir Arlen's legacy. That's like so fucking good. because like obviously at first glance, Dunk is just like a stereotypical bumbling oaf, but it seems like these that like go to show just how fleshed out of a character he actually is without making him like morally gray, and like it actually brings like a good form of like determination in him because he's like no one else respected Sir Arlen other than him.
Yeah.
So it's like in order to get that respect for him now that he's dead, he has to like show
like the scene
that he has to like prove himself.
Like the scene in episode 1 where he's going to the I forgot, but the redheaded guy, and he's going and he's like, "Oh, Sir Arlen took a wound in battle for you, sir." And the dude was like, "Yeah, bro, a lot of people have died for me. I don't care."
Yeah, I don't know, but like they also just like does a good job at like just showing how fucked so many lords in Westeros are. Like they're just like there are so many just bad people in Game of Thrones, man.
Well, I guess you could say it parallels the real world.
Okay.
No, yeah. I just have this. The choreography for the fight scenes were also just very good.
You liked? Okay, let me ask, what did you liked the jousting?
Not the joust, but the 7 on what was it, 7 on 6 on 6, 7 on 7.
It was 7-on-7 eventually. Yeah,
it was 7 on 7 eventually. Like the actual fight scene, like the way that they like, or I would say cinematography more than choreography. Like from the ground where they shot it with the horses going by.
For the 7-on-7, I'm tending to agree with you. I did not like I'll talk about this later. The jousting scene I thought were shot terribly.
No, but I'm talking more about like just the big fight at the end.
Yeah, I think the big fight at the end was good, but it was also because it's like they had so much like other stuff making it better.
Yeah.
That like if it was just on its own, like if they did no flashbacks, no nothing like that, like I think it wouldn't have been as good.
Yeah.
But okay, I'll get my next one. And I think this kind of goes like I honestly wrote this down thinking you weren't going to like this show as much. I put the show does a decent job of jumping into this established world without feeling like you need to play too much catch up.
I mean, yeah, like you really don't need to know anything.
You don't need it, but like I wrote this down as well. If you even know a bit about Game of Thrones lore and like the storylines, it does make it way better. But putting the focus clearly on Dunk and Egg makes it a good show to just like jump into.
Like it helps to know about the Targaryens and shit. But
well, yeah, like as long as you know about like pretty much just the Targaryens and like to an extent like Lionel Baratheon, then like that's pretty much all you really need to know so far.
Okay, this is actually another, and this is a kind of big one. I had this goes in with Egg as well. So the fact that he was the one that goes for his brother at the end with the knife, I really like that.
Oh, you like the scene where he was like trying to kill him in his sleep?
Yeah, and that actually, and there was another line that Egg said. He was like, and I actually really liked that they included it for his character. The line, I think it was, when I was little, he would sneak into my room with a knife and stick it between my legs and say, I already have too many brothers. I might make you a girl and give myself a wife. Or something like that. Like, I feel like that's a very good way to display, like, a trauma on a kid like that and why he... I mean, it goes it goes into obviously not going too far into the fucking... Like, because you don't want to go too far into actually what happened. Yeah. But it also gives you even a better reason why he's, like, a little egg now, while he's bald.
Yeah.
Like, there's, like, just specific lines like that in and out. I mean, the one-liners in this show are great. Are there no true knights among you?
Yeah,
the one-liners are gonna hit pretty consistently.
But, like, Dunk had so many good one-liners. But it's also just because he's not smart enough to speak in more than one line.
Yeah, basically.
But...
No, bro, credits to his actor. He played an idiot perfectly.
He really did. He must be somewhat of an idiot himself. I don't know. But, okay, I'll get my next one. Okay. Before I talk about it, I want to ask you, like, with knowing the limited stuff you know about Game of Thrones, how did you feel about the reveal about Egg being a Targaryen?
I didn't think it was the most shocking thing ever, honestly.
Because you suspected it.
Well, yeah, but it's very obvious that they're not just going to throw a random bald kid and have him be a main character.
But did you suspect it because of the clues he gave throughout the show before that, or just because you're like, he has to be of importance if he's a main character?
Both, because I do know about Game of Thrones. Like, I know that almost all of the characters almost all of the main characters have some heritage significance.
Well, yeah, a good amount of them.
So, but also, like, there obviously the clues throughout the show and all of that.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, I thought it was a good reveal because it's like, especially considering how different he is to basically every other Targaryen, and like there's a saying within like the Game of Thrones lore that like when a Targaryen is born, like the gods flip a coin to decide whether they're gonna go mad or not because pretty much all of them are fucking crazy, but like it's just so much good for his character to flesh him out, and it makes him so much more complex, and it puts his feelings towards like characters like Aerion into like a lot of perspective, and like I thought like this isn't so much about the reveal itself, but it felt like everything before the reveal and everything after the reveal was like two different shows almost in quality.
Yeah.
Like it was like everything after the reveal was just everything was just so much better.
Yeah, basically. No, and this is another thing. It's just a complete side note. This show did a lot on considering like it had like a tiny budget, dude.
Well, yeah, but you know what? I'll talk about this later. But it had a tiny budget, but it was for a reason. I think.
Was it for a reason? Was it because they were filming at the same time? No, season 2 of House of Dragons and this.
Season 3 of House of Dragon.
3.
I don't know if they were filming at the same time, but that's not what I was. I'll talk about that later. But give me your next one.
Yeah, let me check. I don't think I have many left.
Yeah, I didn't write a lot for this just because of how short it was.
No, I'm actually out.
You're already out?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, then I'll just like give mine then. The next one I had was just me saying again the show just goes up levels after Egg is revealed to be another Aegon, cause like okay, I don't want to like I'm not gonna spoil anything, but the fact that he is an Aegon ends up becoming so much more important down the line, and I think it was a good way to introduce that concept. What did you think about the reveal or the twist of Prince Baelor taking Duncan's side, like in the 7v7?
I liked it. I mean, I think it makes sense. I thought it made, but it's like he's taking the morally correct side. So
He's taking the morally correct
I think
side.
it was obvious when the one dude switched to Aeron's side. I thought it was obvious that someone else was going to switch sides.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it would be someone else on the Aerion side, but I thought it would be onto Duncan's side.
I thought it was really good. I thought you can perfectly understand why he did it, because since he was introduced, or since like the first interactions he has with Duncan, you could tell off the rip that he resonates with Duncan so much more than he resonated with any other family member.
Yeah.
He I don't think he ever likes Maekar, right? Egg's dad.
Yeah, I will say
he definitely didn't like Aerion, and I think I don't know how he feels about Egg, but like you could tell he's not very fond of his own family. You could just tell.
For the biggest con of the scene, they didn't just palm the bald head. They didn't just fucking palm it. Nah. Yeah. You want to move to cons?
I still have more left. We're not that deep into our recording. We're kind of need to stretch this out.
We don't have to hit 40. It's fine.
We probably should. But okay. I'll ask you this again. What did you think about the scenes with Young Dunk?
Young Dunk? I'm gonna talk about those later. That's what I think about them.
Really? You thought they were bad? Okay. I'll say this. I thought the first half of those flashbacks were terrible. But I thought the second half was amazing. I thought Rafe was pretty fucking good. And it was a good way to introduce Sir Arlen. And I thought, just in terms of how it was shot, Rafe's death scene was really fucking good.
Yeah.
In terms of how it was
Rafe.
shot.
I liked Rafe.
I grew to like Rafe.
Yeah. I have more to talk about everything from that 5th episode later.
You don't like the 5th episode?
I'll say why later. Like, that's what I'm telling you already.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's funny because my next fucking pro is, I literally have written down, episode 5 genuinely felt like a masterpiece front to back.
It was it was good. I'm not saying it wasn't good.
Well, okay, let me explain, let me read why. Like, I thought it was just a good fucking episode, only 34 minutes, and they're all absolute peak. I thought the Young Dunk parts were pretty good. The action was amazing. Aerion withdrawing his accusation was good. And Baelor dying was such a good scene and parallel to when Rafe died. And, like, when Baelor died, I felt like that was one of the best ways they could have handled it, especially with like the way his son talks about him after, about how like he probably could have been a better king than a lot of other Game of Thrones characters.
Yeah.
Like, he could have been a very good king, and he just, like, unfortunately died for Duncan. And, like, I really do like the fact that they actually, like, showed Duncan's, like, grief over that after, and, like, his guilt.
No, I like that.
And, yeah, that's why I thought, like, episode 5, in my opinion, like, was probably the best episode of the show.
Maybe.
But, yeah, I only have one more. And this is what I was referencing earlier. One of the best parts about this show is that they're not wasting time between seasons, because season 2 is already filming now and is coming out in 2027. Yeah. That's why I think they gave it a small budget.
Yeah. Which makes sense, and I think that's more preferable for the viewers rather than the fucking Stranger Things wait 10 years in between fucking seasons.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to put the blame all on Stranger Things.
No, it was a Netflix thing.
So, not even just Netflix, bro, but like, so many. I'm sorry, I'm tired of the wait 3 seasons for, or wait 3 years for one season of 8 episodes. Yeah, I can't stand it.
If you're making me wait multiple years, it has to be at least 12 episodes that are an hour long. But no. We can move to the content?
Yeah, you can move into the content.
Okay, so I'll tell you what I thought about episode 5. And I do think the like current scenes in episode 5 were really good. My thing was
you didn't like Young Dunk.
My thing with the flashbacks is that like they didn't really like. There was only one thing I liked about the flashbacks, and that was Rafe. Because Rafe is the only notable female character in the entire show. Like, the rest of the show, I mean, there's the
yeah, Tinsel's not really.
There's the sex workers, but outside of that, there's not a single female character. It is completely.
Well, do we even know the sex workers' names?
No, we don't. We just see them a few times in the first few episodes.
Yeah.
So that's like the only reason I like the 5th episode, because it's like.
I'll say this though, from what I know, that's gonna change in the 2nd season.
Which it should. Which I do think Duncan kind of needs. I want to say a girl to manipulate him. I'm literally gonna say I think that would improve his character.
Yeah.
But my thing with the flashback episode, or the flashbacks in that episode, is that it takes screen time away from something that already doesn't have enough screen time. And it kind of just it either just tells us stuff we didn't really need, that could have just been given in a few lines of exposition, or it just reiterates stuff that we've already seen, like character points that we've already seen. Like when Duncan meets Arlen, or is chasing after Arlen, it's like, okay.
How is that bad?
Well, I don't think it's bad. I think it's just like...
Because that's also parallel to when Dunk was chasing... what's his name? Or when Egg was chasing Dunk.
Yeah, that's like... It makes like nice parallels, but it's not necessary. And when you have stuff that's not necessary and something that already has such a short amount of like actual screen time...
But okay, you don't think the fact that he was chasing him for so long... that he passed out, and then Arlen comes over him and does the whole get up thing, and then that parallels Egg telling him to get... You don't think that was good?
I think it was good. I just don't think it was necessary. That's what I'm saying.
I think it was decently necessary, bro.
No, I think they could have
like done... the whole get up thing, I think it was.
Like, that was probably one of the better parts of the flash, but they could have just dedicated that more to the actual development of the characters we saw. Like, that were actually the main point of the season.
So what you're saying, you didn't like it because it took away from getting more Dunk and Egg, or from getting more of the side characters?
Like more, yes, because my thing is, you have a show that has 6 episodes that all had. I think the longest was episode 1 that had, I think, about like 45 minutes of actual runtime, minus the.
I don't think it was actual runtime of 45 minutes.
It was like 52 minutes long with credits and intro, but like it was that was the longest episode, and that's still like not a long episode.
Yeah.
And so you're taking already a very short runtime, and you're trying to squeeze in a full plot, which they did very well with, I'll say. For the runtime they did good. But I feel like they did some unnecessary things in that 5th episode. I do agree the 5th episode was probably the best one. I just think a lot of it was unnecessary. Or it could have been, that's something that could have been like a season 2 thing, where they have more runtime. Or it could have been exposition and just like lines about like Duncan saying like,
but okay, so let me ask you this: did you like Young Dunk's actor, like his performance?
I thought he did decent, yeah.
And you liked Rafe?
Yeah, and I liked Rafe. I just think.
And you liked the part of like Arlen telling you to get
like
up.
I'm not saying I don't like it. I'm just saying it was unnecessary, and it probably.
But okay, I'm asking when I say, did you like that? Did you think those things were necessary?
I don't think they were necessary. Like, the only one that I could argue was necessary was Rafe, but even then, at the same time, probably not. Like, Rafe is the only one I would say is, like, necessary, but outside of that...
I think it's necessary to give Dunk's character more fleshing out, I feel like.
That's... To me, that should have been a Season 2 thing.
I mean, I don't know.
To me, that should have been a Season 2 thing.
I mean, I guess... I don't know. I don't think so. But, I don't know. I think we spent enough time on that. But, like, I kind of agree. I kind of don't. But, yeah, whatever. I'll give my first con. And... I will say this was definitely just like a thing over like the first 2 episodes. But like, okay, I know this is a Game of Thrones production and this is kind of like their thing. But especially over the first 2 episodes, the nudity is just too much, bro.
I have that written down.
It's too much.
I have that written down. Literally, like the first thing I wrote down when I watched it is like, why was it a necessity for me to watch him projectile diarrhea shitting?
Projectile diarrhea. I think that's in the first episode. I think that's within the first 15 minutes of the first episode.
It is the first 4 minutes. I am telling you, it is the first 4 minutes.
It
was like I was watching that and I'm like, why? Like why? Like
dude, and I'm watching it in public. I have to like put my hands around the phone and like keep my head over my shoulder.
No, bro. Because here's my thing. Here's my thing with that. Right, that scene was very obviously meant to be a comedic pause, and normally when something like that is there, it's to pause in tension. But it is 4 episodes in. It is 4 minutes into the first episode of a pretty not brand new project, but like. It's a brand new project. It's like you don't need a pause from the tension. Even if he just buried his fucking master, we have no emotion for him or his master at this point.
No, but like the ones I didn't like was on like he's cleaning his clothes, we see his bare ass cheeks. Or, like, we just randomly see Sir Arlen's massive cock on the screen for no reason.
Yeah, I mean, no, that was crazy. But,
like that was just, like, and all of that is in the first 2 episodes.
That's just, but they do that just to establish the vulgarity of the Game of Thrones universe. But,
yeah, I get that, but it's like, dude, you're never going to, even if it's, like, the baddest bitches in the world, you're never really going to get me on board with just pointless nudity.
Yeah, no, like, we talked about this before, and, what was it, we talked about this in a different episode, and it's like, nudity is really good when you have an actual driving, like, plot point behind why there's nudity. Bro.
Don't just give me nudity just to give me nudity. I'm not watching porn,
Save that for the Colleen Hoover shows. Like, no one actually wants to see that shit. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, and I know it's like a Game of Thrones thing. There's always people naked in Game of Thrones.
There's naked, there's sex, there's all the crazy shit.
Yeah, but fuck me, dude. Like, it was, the first 2 episodes, it was like, every 10-15 minutes there's either a pair of ass
or pair of tits
or something on your screen, and I'm like, I'm trying to watch this shit in fucking public because I need to like get through the fucking show to review it, and I gotta fucking put my hands around the phone, keep my head on the swivel to make sure no one's behind me. Like,
I feel like the motherfuckers that sit there just reading the smut books,
literally, like in fucking broad daylight. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna get caught as like a fucking gooner. Like,
it's gonna get posted on TikTok. No, but fucking yeah, that's my thing. It's just like, I get it's supposed to be comedic. I get it's like a quirk, I guess I would say, of the Game of Thrones universe is that it just doesn't censor anything. It shows the depravity of the depraved. It shows the craziest shit. It shows the sex. It shows the more than sex. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, more than sex.
But it's like in this show, it was not necessary.
Bro. Let me tell you. Like there are some scenes in like the actual Game of Thrones.
I know, I've watched part of it with my parents, but it's like,
dude, no, but there are some that are crazy. Like they eat dicks and shit.
Yeah, bro, and like it's unnecessary. Like unless there's some like specific motif that you're trying to push or something like that, it's like, dude.
I was like, part of it in the actual Game of Thrones show.
In the Game of Thrones show, I know that
part of it is actually
some
necessary.
Of it is necessary, but like
there is still a lot where it's like, what are we doing?
In this show specifically,
was
there a single need other than like the only argument you can make is to show the lords with the sex workers, but other than that, like
yeah, I didn't really like that, but give me next one.
This is my thing. You could like there were certain scenes where you could tell how low the budget was. Like there were scenes where you could see the green screen. Like you could tell it was a green screen.
Obviously, that. It might have been because I was watching on my phone. To be fair,
yeah, some of the fight scenes, like you said, like the jousting scene.
I'll talk about the jousting.
Like it just did not look amazing.
No,
like there was a lot of actually very good looking scenes in the show.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
But you could tell that the budget was getting a bit low at certain points.
Yeah, definitely. In order to like piggyback off that, I'll get my next one because it's pretty similar. The action scene with the joust that Duncan Egg saw in episode 2, right? That's the one where like Egg starts getting worried because he has to give him the fucking, what is it called? The fucking, you know what I'm trying to say? Yeah, the lance. Like Egg gets everything. Like I'm talking about that scene. Like going into it, I was like, you had some pretty good setup towards this. You had a lot of good scenes leading up to this joust. It's the first time we see any real action in this fucking show, and I thought it was dog shit. I thought it was so bad. Like, I thought it was shot horribly. Most of the time, you can't even see what the fuck is happening. And, like, obviously, I know, like, it's supposed to be some, like, medieval time shit and da-da-da, so a lot of it is always going to be very gray. But, like, dude, it was so gray. I'm like, I don't even know what I'm looking at. Like, I can't even distinguish who's who. Nothing, bro.
Shades of the Snyderverse.
Literally.
Bro, you know you can watch. You know they do like actual jousting still. Like you can pay and go in an arena, and they'll have armor on with the fucking lances.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess, bro. But like, it's so dumb to me because I'm just like, there's no way this was like the final product of them shooting this scene. Because it was shot so. I
will say
I will never understand because like I looked on like to see other people's like kind of reactions to the show and everything. And people are like, oh my god, the action was so good. The jousting. I'm like, you like this?
Yeah.
This is so bad.
It was soup. That's what I would call it. It was gray soup.
Yeah, literally, dude.
Yeah.
And god, and the lighting was terrible in that scene too. Yeah, it was just bad all around.
No, yeah, that was my thing. One thing I also wish we saw, I wish we just saw more of Duncan just being big. Like, just more of him just overpowering people.
Well, to be fair, at this point in his career, he's still like a very like not very skilled.
No, but that's what that's what I mean though. Like I wish we just saw him not like being good at all and literally just being bigger.
I mean, I guess. But it's just like, how many fights do we even see Duncan get in this season?
Well, the one against Aaron at the start.
Yeah, well, he kind of beats the shit out of him and then gets held back by 4 people.
Yeah, the jousting and then the end, the final fight. So 3, or is there one in a flashback scene?
I think there might have been.
Yeah.
But, like, that was Young Dunk, so that's not really the same.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, there just wasn't enough, like, especially for the main character in a Game of Thrones show. Like, you don't have to...
That would definitely ramp up, though, for sure.
No, in second season, it's probably going to be a shit ton more.
Yeah.
But, like, I wish they just saw more of him being a fucking big oaf. Like, literally.
Yeah. Okay.
Wait, I have one more I'm going to give.
Okay.
I just didn't think there was any notable musical selection in this show. Like, you know, the past few episodes, like, obviously, we just got off Arcane, which has some of the best, musical
Going from Arcane to this is different.
But it's, like, in this one, it's, like, it wasn't noticeable. Like, there was no, like, there was, like...
You don't think the scene where he's dancing with Lionel didn't have good music?
No, I didn't. I thought it was fitting music. I didn't think it was that good. I didn't think it was anything particular.
But I think it being fitting, because then, obviously, at the end of the day, music is subjective. So, like, maybe you didn't like it, but it definitely fit the scene.
No, because I'll take a song, like, bro, like, Imagine Dragons. I don't fucking like Imagine Dragons, but I can tell you it was a good-ass scene.
Like, placement, yes.
Yeah. Like, I think in terms of in the tent, it sounded like the time period, whatever, it was fitting. I just don't think, like, that, and besides that, other than that, I don't think there was a single good musical choice, which normally music can elevate a lot of scenes really well. Even in live action.
Yeah.
Like, obviously it's easier in animation, like compared to Arcane. But even in live action, there's a lot of scenes where music can do a lot.
Definitely. I just... you know what really hurt it? Maybe I'm wrong, because I kind of blanked out in a lot of the jousting scenes. I feel like the jousting scenes could have improved with that.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Because I don't think didn't have any, did they?
No, they didn't. It was just the screams. So I get you want to keep it like bare, you want to keep it like there, but dude, you could have some music there. You could have like an overlay where there's like a band in the background or something like that, and make it more of a show or something like that.
Yeah.
But like there was definitely scenes like that where I think a bit more artistic inspiration would have done better.
I mean, yeah, I didn't really think about that going into it, but I would agree. I'll give my next one. This is probably my biggest con for the show. And a lot of the show feels like filler at times, especially before Egg is revealed as a Targaryen, right? Before I started watching, I wondered why the show as a whole was so short, right? It's only 6 episodes with pretty short run times. But I understand why now. Like, after seeing it, I understand why this shit was so short. Because, like, they dragged some of this stuff out so much. And there are, like, entire 20 to 25 minute periods where nothing actually meaningful happens.
Yeah, no. Especially, and I want to say the second or third episode.
Dude, from, like, episode 2 or 3 to episode, like, I think it's, like, 5 where it gets revealed. Like, everything kind of, like, in that space, so much happens, but nothing happens.
Yeah, it's a lot of setup, but at the same time, it's like, dude, I don't know.
Yeah, it was. It didn't really work for me.
I have like one more like decent one, and it's what's his name? Mykar? Is that how you say it?
Maykar, yeah.
Maykar. I feel like we just didn't see enough of him, or didn't see enough of any dynamic with him. Like we saw literally no. How many lines did Mykar and Egg have together?
God, I don't think they had
exactly.
Any. I think they only had that one scene, and they don't even say anything.
Is that not his father? Like,
it is his father, yeah.
Exactly. Like, even Aaron and Maykar, it's like, yeah, they had scenes, but I don't think there were any moving ones. Or
I'll say this, though. I think
what's his name?
I think the scene between Maykar and Egg, when Egg is trying to kill Arian in his sleep, is that scene alone makes his dynamic with Egg better than anything he had with Arian.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, and none of them had, like, he's this overarching, he's the father of, like, 4 of the characters, and 3. Yeah.
3,
but he does a fat load of nothing. He's a nothing burger in, like, half the season. Or probably more than half, honestly.
Yeah, I got some stuff to talk about Maykar later, for sure. But, I don't know. I would tend to agree with you, because it also kind of ties into, like, another point that I'm about to make. This is my next con. That I felt, okay, me personally, outside of Raymond, right?
Mm-hmm.
And to an extent, Baylor, this show really does not do a good job with its side characters and making them actually fleshed out, probably due to short run times. Because it felt like the love interest, Tanzel, not very good, right? The guy who makes the steal, I forget his name, for Dunk, not very good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying, bro. Imagine they took
Raymond's cousin, kind of just an archetype of a character, not a real character.
Yeah.
Maykar, there's something that he does at the end of the season where, like, I don't really agree with. I don't understand at all, almost. What's it called? I'm trying to think of another example.
You can list what he did.
Well, yeah, I'll talk about it later. I didn't really like him letting Egg go the way he did it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, there was just so much stuff where it's like, dude, if not arguably your best side character in the show is from a flashback scene that's only in 1 episode in Rafe,
and it's not even a full episode.
Yeah, it's like I genuinely think
I would say
Rafe is probably the best side character.
Because I mean, Egg is a main character.
Egg is a main character.
Dunk is a main character. Aaron's a main character.
I don't think Aaron's a main character.
He's a main antagonist. That's a main character.
I mean, I still think Rafe is better than him, though.
Yeah, probably.
I still think Rafe is better. So it's like, I feel like Rafe is the best side character, and she wasn't even in a full episode.
No, but it was Arlen, trust. He also, how many lines did Arlen have? I think
he had a decent amount.
Were they in that 5th episode?
Yeah, because I don't know if it was the 5th episode. I think it might have been the 5th episode, where there's like, he has flashbacks to him talking to Arlen.
Yeah. But even then, like, they did not do enough with his character, and that, like...
Well, I think they did a lot. Like, Sir Arlen definitely kind of haunts the narrative, even though he's dead.
He haunts the narrative, but, like, specifically when he was shown on screen, I think they could have done more with his fucking... Like, showing why Dunk is the way he is right now, other than the fact that he just gets slapped when he's bad. Like...
Dude, I think they definitely did, bro. I mean, the whole point of him saving Dunk and Rafe... Or not saving them because Rafe dies, but like defending them.
Yeah, but they did that, but like they didn't do enough. That's what I'm saying. And this is a runtime problem.
I mean, yeah, a lot of the problems in the show could be put down to
like, dude, this show had probably what, like 4 hours of runtime?
That's
less than that. Way less than that. Wait, I'm lying.
Yeah,
it's like 2.5 hours of runtime, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, it's not very.
It had 2.5.
It's not very long.
It had 2.5. It needed like 5.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, like, that's the thing of, like, that's why I agree with your point about Maykar, was that I also felt like they could have done a lot more with Maykar, because they just felt like a lot of the side characters, like, okay, before the reveal of Egg being a Targaryen, I was fully ready to say there was not a single good side character in the whole show. I was fully ready to say that. And then Rafe came, and then Baylor kind of significantly improved in the last few episodes. Because before that, Baylor was just kind of there. The only thing that really made Baylor as a side character even semi-good is his death.
Yeah.
But, like, before that, he was good in the sense that you could tell he would be a good king. But what does he contribute as a character to the actual season before his death? It doesn't really do anything. So that's why going into, like, episode 5, I was prepared to be like, yo, there are no good side characters in the whole show.
Yeah, I'm out.
Oh, you're out? Okay.
How many do you got left?
I only have, like, 2 left. But, okay. Okay. I'm going to elaborate on what I said about Maekar in this next one. Maybe I'm missing something, but I don't think it was a good idea not to give a clear explanation as to why Maekar allowed Egg to go off with Dunk. Even if they plan to address that in a second season, I do think they should have put it in this season instead. Because a lot of the stuff that I've seen is, well, like, a lot of the stuff that I've seen, in order to try to explain why he does it, is because it's like, well, you can't have all the people knowing that he sent his son off with this hedge knight. So he makes it out as if, like, Egg is missing, or he makes it out as if, or he makes it out as if, like, he said no, and all this, and that's why Egg has to keep his hair short so people don't see him. It's like, they could have given a more clear explanation, because just in the show, there was no reason why he should be allowing Egg. Because that especially after that line where he goes, he's my last son, after that line, you can't just have him off screen decide, never mind, he's good.
Yeah, fuck this kid, bro.
Like, that's what I didn't understand. I was like, even if you plan to address that in the second season, I'm like,
and that is one of the first things they have to address in the second season. I will say that.
Yeah, if they don't address that at all, I would be upset. I'd be very upset.
Yeah,
because, like, after that, it was a good emotional scene. That's probably Maekar's best scene in the show. Was being like, I can't allow you to do that. He's my last son, right?
Well, because didn't Egg sneak off? Wasn't that the point? Is that Egg snuck off, and that's why people don't like the ending? Well,
no, it's not that he snuck off, because we know, because of actual books and stuff, he does actually allow him to go off. That's why
they might have just changed from the source material.
I mean, maybe, but that's why, like, the whole point of him being bald throughout pretty much the whole fucking, like,
so people don't know he's a Targaryen.
Is so people don't know he's a Targaryen. Like, that's pretty much the whole point.
Are we gonna get to see Dunk riding a dragon?
No. I don't think there are any dragons at this point.
Well, there has to be one for the...
No.
There has to be at least one. Like, maybe they don't control the dragon, but there has to be
for
them to breed. No.
No. I think at this point in the history of the Game of Thrones, I don't think there is any dragons in the world right now.
Sure.
Because, yeah, let me not get
into
it.
Last one.
But yeah, I don't know. I thought that was really bad that they gave that off screen. But yeah, I thought that really hurt Maekar's character. And I'll get my last one. This also kind of ties into why I didn't like it as much. Because the ending episode did feel a bit flat and stretched out. Like, it did a decent job at setting up the future seasons, or like with Raymond or not seasons with them, but like the future for characters like Raymond and Lionel, and obviously Dunk and Egg. But it didn't really, like, it didn't really do good outside of that. And episode 5 easily felt like more of an actual final episode than episode 6 did. Yeah. Which is why I really didn't like that they didn't give an explanation for why Maekar did it. Because I'm like, dude, you do nothing else throughout this episode.
No, yeah. Like, Maekar's character was such a nothing burger in this season. Like, it's like, he is there for narrative purposes. He's not there for his own actual performance.
Or not even just that. I'm saying, like, okay, what did they actually do with the story in episode 6?
They set up the second season.
No. Like, what meaningful event happens in episode 6 other than Egg at the fucking last minute of the runtime going off a Dunk?
I mean, Egg tries to kill his brother. Or is that episode 5?
I think that's episode 5.
Shit. Fucking nothing.
Yeah, literally nothing. He gets offered by Maekar. He's like, hey, I want you to be part of the Kingsguard. You can, like Egg can be your squire. He says no. Then he goes and mopes around for a little bit. Mm-hmm. Then he comes back. He's like, actually, I just want to take Egg on my little adventures. Mm-hmm. And Maekar's like, no, fuck you. And then at the end of this thing, he's like, Egg's like, oh, my father said I could come now. Let's go. Like, that's all that happens. That's all that happens. And I'm like, dude, in a 30-minute episode, you're telling me you can't squeeze in even just a scene of dialogue or a scene of something,
Yeah, because
giving a good explanation.
All it takes is like 5 lines, dude.
Yeah, I'm saying, like, giving a good explanation as to why Makar's like, even just like a subtle thing to Duncan be like, no one can know about this, or da-da-da-da, follow these rules, or whatever. Like, something. Give us something. Don't just fucking have Egg just pop and be like, oh, my father said I could go with you now. Let's go.
Yeah. I mean, I'm done for now. What about you?
Yeah, I'm done. We'll probably...
Yeah. Okay, so that was our Night of the Seven Kingdom reviews. We're going to take a brief break right here, and then we're going to start with our little knockout tournament in a few seconds. Thank you all for listening, and let's go.